Okay, so Lasagna heard our feedback about like single target archers not being like good, and they just said, okay, fuck it, we're gonna make the welfares better than the SSRs. Because seriously, like, what the fuck with Robin and Sugitani? Why is it they're actually making these 3 stars fucking hit harder than like the 5 stars? Yeah, like 60,000 at MP5. There are no conditions because Robin makes the niche. And then Sugitani, that when she's fully ramped up, is hitting 103 fucking thousand damage for a Buster farmer. Because she can do like Buster farming shit. Like, I don't know why like their 3 stars are so easy to buff up. Yet you have Orion that hasn't gotten buffed in years, and her super effective is only a 1 turn power mod. Not even super effective, it's a power mod. All right, so let us talk about Robin. And with that level of damage, if you really don't have other alternatives, you honestly might just want to rail him up just so he does more damage. Yeah. They gave the super early character. They reworked him like Waver, I think. Yeah, no, they gave him a rework similar to Waver with the first skill. Um, but yeah, this guy has been around for a while, and he is a Fate extra character. Um, he has history with the polygamous castration fist, with Ellie, with Umu, with BB. This guy is a veteran that has had to deal with so much shit. Also, is that fucking Robin? Is not the same cock Robin. I hope not. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about attack and HP here because it's a 3 star. If you want to like rail him higher, go for it. And just some of the damage is just gonna have to scale up with his attack going up. But I can't imagine his attack going up 50% and it not affecting damage a lot. Because any other attack buffs, because again, Art Servant used with Castoria, Castoria gives attack buffs. The higher his base attack, the more the attack buffs increase your damage. Just how math works. All right, base strikes, costume owning, and that's kind of just it. Costume owning and some road servant, but costume owning, it's always there. Even I'm pretty sure even if you don't have the costume unlocked, you will get costume owning bonus, or you'll get the effect. But summer mode specifically, you have like your Buki's first skill, where it's AoE bonus to summer servants. That's what this is talking about. You have to have that costume active, otherwise you don't get it. Okay, moving on. So first skill, you inflict poison to all enemies for 5 turns. Let me repeat that. This isn't a 3-turn thing. This is a 5-turn poison debuff. Why is that important? Because this skill is on a 5-turn cooldown. Meaning, as long as the enemy does not cleanse, and this skill is fully like lured up, your enemy should never have a moment where they don't have poison. And even if they do cleanse it, you should be putting command codes on your Robin so you can keep inflicting poison. Because for Robin, he doesn't need skills to do damage, and that's why like he actually does like that's why you would put him above a lot of the other servants. Like I'm not saying Babanshi because Babanshi is in the same situation where her MP itself is what's putting the super effective on. And I don't want to say Babanshi would have an easier time looping than Robin, but like she would just do more damage in general than Robin because she has her crits to rely on. But yeah, like 60,000 neutral in pretty much his own kit. It is a lot. Second skill is what got buffed. Before it was just Golden Rule. Golden Rule for years has not been something people look fondly at. This has been one of the most buff skills because just MP gain is not enough. You will notice though, what character has never gotten their Golden Rule buffed? So Gilgamesh, soon. Probably when Strange Fake actually comes out, because we got a buff from the original like episode. I believe it was that first Whispers of Dawn. I believe that is when we got the buff for Gilgamesh originally. I'd assume with Strange Fake actually coming out, we would fully get Gilgamesh all buffed up. And also Kid Gil too. But Kid Gil, they'll probably, like, honestly, I see them buffing Kid Gil for, wait, does he show up in Ataraxia? I know Karen shows up, but I actually don't know about Kid Gil. Probably not. Yeah, no, I saw Adult Gil in Ataraxia, not Kid Gil. Kid Gil, it's either going to be a Prisma Ilya thing or it's going to be a Gil thing. There kind of is no in between. I also don't think Karen is going to be the reason this Gil gets buffed. But yeah, tangent. They buff someone with the best golden rule, and they buff someone with the worst golden rule. That literally means that this skill is up for everyone to get it buffed. No exceptions. All right, third skill. And this is weak. Probably can definitely get buffed. Ignore evasion for a turn. Sure hit, dodge for a turn, and 20 stars. He's an archer. He's more likely to get a lot of the stars, but that doesn't mean he's going to get all the stars. You would really want it, though, so that if he crits, he'd actually be able to take advantage of this. Because the buffed golden rule he has, 30 battery, keeps the MP gain, and a 20% arts buff for himself. Now, this 20 arts buff, it's not great. It's not going to do much for his damage. What it is going to do is make it so if he crits on his arts cards, they are going to get refunded better than they were before. This buff is all about speed and making Robin just work faster. He's not as reliant on supports, but he's still going to need his supports. It's just now he works better with them. Because going from not having a battery to a battery is a huge difference when it comes to using any support. Name any of them and tell me that they would prefer an ally is missing 80% gauge than 50. All right. Passes, and then I could start setting up to stream and everything. 12.5% debuff res and 10% crit damage. He doesn't have crit damage anywhere else in his kit, so it's nice he actually has it as an archer. Appends, he's a 3-star. You're going to have all these unlocked, so there's really no point in me talking about it. Just like if you can level them up, level them up. If you can't. Don't stress it. NP. This also got reworked. But I'm not even sure if NA even saw this version of Robin. So yeah. Technically, this MP has not been buffed, and isn't that okay? Yeah, no, actually, isn't that fucking scary? That Robin has not gotten an MP buff when he's like this high up on the chart. Because like for a 3-star, you don't look at them at MP1. Why would you be looking at them at MP1? Like how many people actually have MP1 3-stars if they've been playing the game for longer than 3 months? Most people just make them MP5 by that point. So thinking that Robin, his damage would be comparable to 4 stars, no, he's not. His damage is comparable to 5 stars for the most part. Like they could have messed this character up so much if they made it a power mod against poison. Like it affected his cards too. They were smart and they went with super effective. All the way back in like 2000 it's saying 2016. So 9 years later, they didn't have a whole lot of buffs that scaled well over time, but this is one of those MPs they did that scales really well because the base super effective damage isn't even 150, it's 200. So it's higher than normal. And yeah, no, buff makes sense. Bonsi gives arts buff up to the party. That brings his this number up to 35, which it's up there with a normal steroid, but you're probably not using his Bonsi unless you are unless he's your grand, in which case, okay, I still think you would choose Black Rail and have him start from 50, then give him just 15% arts. But I mean, that I guess that's up to you. So Robin, all like they are just nailing buffs down right now. Like all 4 buffs are not misses at all. Like Muramasa's is the closest to a miss, and I also think that has more to do with fandom fucking up. Because let me also do something. Like when I make mistakes, I make mistakes. In my defense, the mistake wasn't on my end; it was on fandom for saying this was 20 and not 10. And me talking about ramp up and shit. So I kind of feel dumb on that, but I'm not. I'll fix it like at another time. I already did a pinned comment. But anyway, like, kind of just have to watch out for it. All right, peace, chat. Time to get ready to stream and everything. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.